So, sit down one-on-one, we're gonna be talking about financial literacy, economics within our generation, between the age groups of 18 and 35, but specifically, we're gonna zero in more towards age groups of 24 and 35. So, like we was talking about, one issue that I feel like we have in our generation is that we don't know how to manage money, basically. Like, we have odds that are stacked up against us, when we have cost of living.
Are you just telling me this, or this is for the camera?
Oh no, this is for the camera.
Did you hit play?
Oh, did you hit play?
Yeah.
Oh.
My bad, I didn't know you did.
That could be an outtake.
Right. Well, Brianna Mone. Originally from North Carolina, but I'm in DMV now. By day, I'm a business analyst. By night, I'm a business owner. I run two businesses. One is a small to medium-sized business management firm, and then the other is teaching people, millennials specifically, financial literacy. I mostly do credit restoration, but along with that, I actually like to teach them things, not just, hey, pay this, we'll fix your credit. It's more of, I also want to help you manage your money so you're not just fixing your credit and then you get right back in the same situation.
Right.
So doing that has actually become one of the things I really enjoy. Because along the way, I'm learning a lot. In this year that I've been doing it, I'm in a better financial situation alone. People around me, my friends are, and I know down the line, we're going to see the rewards of it. So.
Right. Social facilitation is one thing. That was the term that was used for it, where, me and you hanging out, and, we going to the bar or we going to the club or something, and, you buy drinks. And now I'm thinking to myself, well, I got to buy a drink too. And then your friends buy drinks. Like, being around a group of people can actually, play a part in that. And then on top of that, we have anchoring, where you thinking you're getting a good deal because it's $100, but then you see the marked off price. It's now $49.99. But really what it was just the original price was inflated anyway to begin with. So, all these little things that, that plays a role in our debts and our money mismanagement, I should say.
Definitely mismanagement is the proper term. And the bar situation is the basic level of peer pressure. People think peer pressure ends when you're in high school, when there's somebody trying to get you to smoke or drink something. It leads all the way up even into your adult years. Like you said, sitting in the bar, you're having a good time. Hey girl, you know what I'm saying? At happy hour.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna swing by, get maybe a drink, maybe some food, I'm gonna leave. And then it's 3 hours in, you done spent $80,
exactly.
$100. You like, dang, what happened? You had no self-control over your own money. Just because your friend is visibly seeing them write that credit card thing, saying that they can pay for theirs, but you don't know what situation they're in, for real. You know what's in their bank account. But what you see is, oh, they can do it, then I can do it too. But you gotta have some sort of self-control over what's in your funds. You can't just say, they're doing it, I can do it too. Because honestly, that's the number one thing most of the time when it comes to wanting to save or be more financially stable.
Exactly.
It actually starts with people that you associate yourself with. If people around you is always taking trips, I was gonna go here or there every weekend, let's go out, let's do this, that, and a third. But you live paycheck to paycheck, you're gonna feel the urge to also say, oh yeah, I can do that trip.
Exactly.
But you're out here living like $1 a day to have money for a trip when you can't even keep your lights on for 2 months straight. It's like, you gotta get your own priorities. And that's what it really comes down to. The priority of, do I want to pay my debt off? Do I want to save? Do I want to make a better future for my kids versus going out this weekend? Obviously, this one weekend isn't going to affect all of that, but making the constant decision to do that, to choose your priorities over going out over your friends, you're going to see the rewards in the future.
Right. And I agree with that point too, because it's like, I have that issue myself, where it's like the peer pressure, you know. Me and my brothers, we like to go out to eat a lot, or we're always on the road driving. I know I got food at the house,
right?
But sometimes I don't want McDonald's, but they're getting McDonald's, so I feel pressured to order something too.
Well, let me get a. But how many? But how many let me get a do you do throughout the year?
Right.
You got $1,000 worth of let me get a, and you don't even realize it. If you had if Siri heard every time you said that and accumulated the total that you had at the end of the year, you'd be like, I just spent $3,000
right
on something I had no business. I didn't even finish eating, or you threw it away. You didn't even like it. Just having those conscious decisions and those conscious thoughts of, let me think for a second. Nah, I'm good.
Right. And that's another thing we was talking about off the record, where we was talking about instant gratification. Like instant gratification also plays a role in that too. Cause it's like, I need it now, I need it now, I need it now. And like you said, even when the example we was talking about off the record, let's just say my brothers aren't there. I'm by myself. I just had a long day at work where I just worked 10 hours. I know I got food at the house, but now I just went to Burger King and spent $10 or $20 if I got a family. That money adds up.
Yeah.
Especially since last week, I just spent $250 on food that's just sitting in my refrigerator.
You know how many times I went to the grocery store and spent $200, and then on my way home, I said, y'all want some Wendy's?
Right.
For what? It's literally food in the car right now that we're going away home to put up. You ain't gotta wait for it to thaw out. You ain't gotta look for it because it's in the car. It's already ready. It's already out for you, and you still go through drive-through somewhere.
Exactly.
It's like you said, instant gratification. Right now. And even comes down to financial literacy. When people now, a lot of millennials in our age group, 25 to 35, they think financial literacy is a way to make money now. The more I learn now, the faster I can make money. So I have more money by next month. That's not the way that works. Financial literacy is learning how to manage your finances for long term. It's learning what I can do now, so down the line, I don't have to worry about it. So down the line, my kids don't have to worry about it. So down the line, I'm more stable. I'm starting young, so I'm older, I already have a foundation built. But when they hear financial literacy, they're like, oh, so you can get me out of debt, like right now? So I have more money to spend, so I ain't gotta pay that? Or you're gonna teach me how to invest so I can have this money I get paid weekly or whatever? No. And a lot of people don't wanna hear that because they want to see results now.
Right now.
And even down to a credit card or student loan debt. If I can get it you can get it wiped off my credit report? Oh, okay, thank you. And they think they're gonna see results the next day. Oh, my score only went up 3 points. I thought she was fixing my credit.
Exactly.
Baby girl, I don't control when they report to the bureaus. And that takes 3 to 6 months. So yes, they would bring your credit score down instantly, just as Amazon would take your money real quick, but it takes a while for them to refund it back.
Exactly.
That's how the whole world works, everywhere. So it takes time, and the instant gratification messes everybody up in taking those steps. Because even investing, I invest $10 in something, and in a month you only made $2. You like, this ain't working for me. Let me get my $2.
Right.
Investing. The definition is to invest and let it multiply.
And build.
Leave it.
Exactly. Just don't touch it.
Leave it. I promise well, depending on where you put it at, it's going to increase. Just give it time. But people, like you said, we're a now generation.
A lot of people don't even know what they're going to be doing in the next 5 years, just because of the way society is now. We can't think that far ahead nowadays, and it's just so messed up to even think that way. Because I read a statistic where people aren't even planning on mortgages nowadays no more. Like our generation, like we rather just say F it and just pay rent, like opposed to owning a house, where that was the long-term goal for people that came up under us.
Right. I think it's the evolution of the country as well. We've become the increase of technology instantly, the increase of access to resources increased drastically and so quickly. like people our age, we were alive during this big jump.
Exactly.
And nobody taught us the transition. Mm-hmm. Back then, it was a slow transition. Their grandparents taught them, the parents taught them step by step. But us, it was just, you hear it, oh, now you're an adult. I'm a child and adult. And everything in between, our parents, they really didn't even get the chance to teach us things that their parents, because we had access to phones, to the internet. We got to see the world when they didn't get to see the world.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's some things that our parents haven't seen that we see every day. So now the generation that we birth, we've been through it. So that's why I want to educate our generation to where we do reproduce. We can help them transition the way we were not assisted to transition.
Exactly.
We were not educated on credit. We were not educated on finances. We were not educated on taxes. We were not educated on any of that when our parents were. Mm-hmm. Look at their school curriculum. It was included.
Exactly.
It was taken out of ours. So what do you want us to do with that?
Home ec, all that was taught in schools. Like,
yeah, so it's like, oh, you got the internet, go Google it. Okay, but what about applying it?
Exactly.
I can Google anything, obviously, but how can I actually apply this to my real life situation? Mm-hmm. Budgeting, they give you the 50, 30, 20 rule?
That's BS to me. Because it's like, how can you realistically budget that, honestly? Because
in now, the way minimum wage hasn't increased since like the 80s, servers still get paid 2013 cents. I know that for a fact because I was a server for years. It's been the same since like 78. Like,
right.
Like, it's literally been decades. Decades, sir. And and then they want to use it as, they want to say, well, people are tipping more nowadays. They get paid more, so it makes up for it.
Right.
No, actually, I still get paid the same $5 that they was getting paid back then. So it doesn't matter, sir. So that's always a thing.
My thing is like with what you were saying, you know, minimum wage is like my biggest issue with this country because it's like, you know, they expect us to know these things. The older people, when I say they, you know, they expect us to know these things. But like you said, you know, we weren't taught these things. But it's like, you know, we're kind of dealing. Best way I can phrase this is, you know, we're just trying to make the best out of the cards that we were dealt, basically.
Exactly.
You know, like you said, the 80s, last time federal minimum wage raise since the 80s. Minimum wage is like $7.75. In my home state, it's $7.25, and it's just like that's BS. Like how do you expect somebody to live off that? And then, you know, that's why I say the 50, 30, 20 rule, like, yeah, it sounds good.
It sounds good.
You know, but it's not, because it's like, you know, we're supposed to manage that. And $7.25 after taxes, you know, you working a 40-hour week, that's not even $300, you know. And
that paycheck, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm.
Even making $15 or $16 an hour, you still living paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. Do you know, like, that's not okay for young people to be doing because they say, oh, you're young, live your life. Baby, I'm out here trying to survive.
Exactly.
I'm just out here just trying to just get the bare minimum. So it sounds good to do the 50, 30, 20. It used to be, but it actually needs to be redesigned because our checks are not what they used to be. Our bank accounts is the average balance, and savings is not what it used to be for our age group. 20 years ago, 23-year-olds had a certain amount of money in there. And plus, the little bit of money went a very long way, a lot further than it does now. I remember being a kid with $1. I can get some cookies, some chips, something to drink, and a piece of candy with $1. I'm 27 years old. I got $1 now, I can barely get a Snickers. Because what about tax? I need $1.08. It's reality. But I actually tell my clients when it comes to budgeting, because I have a few that think that, oh, I already know, you know what I'm saying, I already read on how to do it. Like, they're trying to seem like they know more than me, but they still came to me for my services, but it's okay.
Right.
And they say, well, yeah, I know about the 50, 30, 20 rule. You got to tell me about that. And I say, well, is it working? First question I ask, is it working? Are you, like, applying it? Is it feasible for you? Mm-hmm. And they look at me like,
Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I mean, not really. It's not. I know it's not because it's not feasible for just about anybody nowadays. So I tell them to do. I say, take your monthly income, subtract $200. Don't put nothing next to it. Just take $200 off, and then say, rent, major bills. What are you left with? Out of that, take $100 or $50 or even $20, $10, what you can do, set aside to a savings account.
okay.
That savings account should be somewhere else without a card associated with it. You should not be able to go in your wallet, get a card out, and use your savings.
Right.
The point of savings is to save. And the savings account, they accumulate. You can get 1%, 2%, up to 5%. I don't know how some banks work. That builds up annually. So your savings account is continuing to build. Put it over there. Then figure out what you got left to do what you want to do.
Exactly.
But always, always, always get your major stuff out. And that too, they be like, what's the $200 for? That's just extra. That's just because you don't want to be living by the dollar. Nobody should ever say, dang, I got like $3 left in my bank account before I get paid tomorrow. Why?
That's funny, man.
Why? That should not be, that's not okay. And going back to savings and budgeting, everybody should be living below their means. That's why I say subtract 200. You can actually, depending on how much you get paid, you can subtract more or less. But live below your means. A lot of people don't know what that even means. They will say, they'll calculate how many hours they work, how much you get paid, taxes, if they got insurance, they get insurance. Okay, so this month I'm gonna have $3,489. And they associate that with their spending account.
Right.
You do not have $3,489 to spend. You have $3,489 to be an adult with, to pay your bills with, to feed yourself, to feed your kids if you have them, to save, to pay off debt. That's what you have the money for. That all that is not to spend. You shouldn't be using every single dollar on some new shoes, new clothes, a trip, going out, drinking, partying, whatever you so choose, whatever your vice is. That should not be all for spending. You should not look at it as that's all my money to spend. Honestly, they say the 50%, you really should take the 50% off, but it's not feasible for everybody.
Exactly.
Because not everybody gets paid. A lot of people don't even have $3,489 even in a month. That's not even a thing for everybody. So it really comes down to the government needs to grow up, and I feel like they still treat us like kids. Because they're like, oh, $7.25, they'll be all right. But even when it was an article that came out when they said it is livable to do it, but then on the report, it was another job on it. And they didn't have AC, they didn't have heat, they didn't have like a car note. It was like, so to live on the budget, on the minimum wage that you say I can live off, I need another job and I can't have a car.
Right.
Or AC.
The main thing I need to get back and forth to work though, a car. Like.
But then they didn't put in public transportation in there if I didn't have a car. So I'm supposed to just fly to work?
Exactly.
I'm supposed to walk? Like, they're not being realistic because they're sitting up here and looking down.
Yep. And the money never. Damn.
The trickle-down effect, as they taught us in school, not a thing.
Exactly.
I don't think it was never really a thing. They just made it sound good. But, yeah.
My thing is, like, you know, what you was talking about with the savings. You know, I was reading an article not too long ago where they said we don't even have $5,000 in our bank accounts, like savings-wise. You know, we don't even have $5,000. And $5,000 to me sounds like a big amount compared to our generation, because, you know, $5,000, I would even go out on a limb and say we probably don't even have $2,000 in our bank account. And, you know, it just baffles me, honestly, when I think about that, because it's like, you know, like you said, the government, we're supposed to live off this, you know? And like you said, living below your means, like, it's somewhat got something to do with us too, you know? I feel like it's the government and it's us, you know? We both share the same problems, basically. Or I want to say we both share the same roles in our problems, I should say, to where like you said, money management, living below your means. So if I know I can't afford $75 a month to pay off this iPhone, why do I need an iPhone for when I could just have an Android? Fitting in with the Joneses too, that also is an effect. You feel me? I get clowned all the time for having an Android phone, but my Android is paid off. My phone bill is only $20 a month compared to other people that I know that's paying $50 just for the phone. That's not including the accessories that you might have that you gotta also pay for. That don't include the taxes. That don't include the interest rates. That don't include the actual phone bill itself, which could be $40, $50, depending on how much data you get. It could even be $100. So now we're talking about $200 to $300 a month that you're spending on top of that, compared to just having an Android, you know. But it's not what's in. You know, people try to fit in with fads. People try to keep up with each other, even with cars. A lot of people finance their cars. And I get why, because sometimes some people don't have $1,500, $2,000 to just, hey, I need to go buy me a cash car. So I understand, but sometimes the 2004 is better than the 2011.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get the 2011, you paying these high interest rates, because 9 times out of 10, your credit might not be that good. And on top of that, your car note is going to be $300 to $400 a month on top of insurance and all that other stuff. Compared to this 04, it might be $190 a month, but it don't look as good as the newer car. But it's all for sure.
Work?
Exactly.
Are you going home?
Exactly.
And car loans is a whole nother thing. People don't want to just save up a couple thousand and just buy a car cash. It may be older model. It may not have all the tech stuff. It may not be the shiniest or the brightest. It may not have rims on it or whatever.
Instant gratification.
Is that instant gratification to look fly instantly? It, like, take that picture, like, ooh, me and my new ride, new keys. That we're gonna forget the next day after we like it. Like, get over yourself.
Exactly.
Get over yourself. Like, get over everybody's idea of what you're supposed to be in this state. There's no reason that you are paying. People, I never understood this. People that will pay that $500, $600, $700 to upgrade every time a new iPhone comes out.
Man.
I'd be like, what y'all getting this? I had an 8 Plus for a long time. My 8 Plus was strong. And then only reason I even got to 11 because, praise God, I have a comfortable family, but I'm still on my parents' line.
Right.
My dad was like, it's time for upgrade. I said, for real? How much? He said, oh, it's free. It's a free upgrade.
Okay, then.
Well, all right. Well, let me go and get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was perfectly fine with my 8. I just got the 11, but that's another point I'll get to with the family. Card financing. They don't want to just pay cash, so they get walk-in finance. Yes, you can, and it can help you if you're smart about it.
Exactly.
You'll get that 2021, whatever, and your car note is $500, $700, and you think, well, yeah, it's gonna help me with my credit. Not if you can't
afford it.
Pay it. It's okay to get a smaller car. It's okay to get a year or two down with a $200 payment, and then pay it on time, continuously, and then you can upgrade down the line. You can always upgrade it, refinance, get it down, trade it in for another car. It's ways to flip, but you have to be financially literate. You have to know how the system works to do this, and people don't know, or they think they already know. So they don't even research on how to actually work the system. Exactly. It is okay to finance, even if you do have low credit. Yes, the interest rate is going to be higher, but in the 6 months that you pay your car note on time, your credit score is going to go up. Refinance, loan is lower. Right. Continue to do it, refinance. Well, I don't think how many times you can refinance. I don't know how that works. I'm not in the car world, but you just gotta know how it works. You gotta know how it works. And even when it comes to paying actually any type of debt or loan, it's a little trick that I tell people. Double up on the month. They say, well, I don't have that much money. I'm not saying pay the full thing twice, but you can trick the system in it thinking that you made 2 full payments. If your payment is $200 a month, make 100. Then make 150 on the due date. Not only are you paying the principal, you're also paying probably the interest as well. 2 separate payments. You're catching up on the interest, and then you'll be paying normally for the loan a couple thousand. It's gone down because you're catching up with it. Now I don't know. I know this don't work with mortgages because they will fine you for that if you try to pay it ahead of time, but. I know for car notes, yeah, they will.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. If you try to pay it off beforehand, they'd be like, nah, they don't do that. It's like, okay, whatever. So car notes, you can do that. Credit cards, you can do that. Student loan, you can do that. It is a way to not be so stuck. But it comes down, like I said, living below your means. You got to be able to structure and plan. And I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say this, but put those bills on auto pay.
Oh God, man.
Put it on auto pay. I promise you. You're gonna be mad a couple times. Like, dang, I forgot. It's the 15th. It's okay. So now you don't have to stress about maybe being a day late. But this will make you plan ahead to where all your bills come out of one account. It'll make discipline. It will teach you discipline exactly. All right, so I know I got this bill coming out on the 10th. Let me make sure that enough money is in there. So now you're having to set some money to the side to get done. Put it on auto pay.
Exactly.
I promise you. And a lot of places are actually giving people rewards when they put it on auto pay.
Exactly.
Rewards when they are ahead a certain amount or any of the other above. Like, they'll give rewards for stuff like that.
$10 off your next bill, kind of thing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, credit cards, they be like, they give you extra points. I know points is the thing with credit cards, but yeah, that's the way to help. I would tell people that.
And my thing is, we're talking about these things. I didn't even know about the mortgage thing. You get fined for being ahead. These are the things that they don't teach us, though.
Yeah.
We go in here blindsided. Say if you do have the money to actually pay off the mortgage, my reward for that is getting a fine.
It's like that. You can write a whole check, and they'll be like, "We got to pay this extra." It's not just the loan amount. Like, they will try to put on extra fee for if you want to pay ahead or pay it off all at once.
And then I heard that if you pay off your bills too early or a credit card too early, it could actually hurt your score. Just little stuff like that. It's just
it's always the fine print. Read it.
Read, exactly. People need to read what they're signing up for too.
Read it. But I'm not about to read all of that. Skim through it. I don't know. Highlight the numbers and the read around it. Context clues. I don't know. Do what you please. However, don't just ignore it.
Exactly.
Because whether you read it or not, it's still going to be a fact.
Exactly.
It's still the terms in which you put your signature on. So if anything happens, they're going to say, well, you signed it. Oh, I didn't read it. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You signed it. Read.
Another thing I wanted to touch on too is student loan debts. That's our biggest, in our age group, that's a big thing for us, a hot topic.
The credit card debt, I think, stems from not even knowing how to properly build credit to take on a real credit card and then maintain it to increase it. It is levels. Like, I remember being in college, Discover reached out to me and said, college credit card, $500 limit. There you go.
That's free money.
Nowhere.
That's how you thinking.
When you in college, that's just $500 more than I got right now.
Exactly.
But they don't tell you the interest rate. They don't tell you, you know what I'm saying, obviously you do got to pay it off.
25%. High as hell, 30.
But when that letter that they said, here's a free credit card, they didn't tell you how credit works. They didn't break that system down to you. Like, building credit is I say we should get a secured card first. You say it's $1,000 limit, here's my $1,000 I'm putting on it. That's secured, and then once you pay that off, it's your own money. So you feel more confident paying it off, build your credit, or get a credit card through your bank. That also helps.
Right.
Because they trust you. But credit card, the bureaus don't know that. TransUnion, Experian, they're like, okay, they paying the bill on time. That's all they care about.
Exactly.
So not knowing even how to build it, but being handed credit cards left and right.
And they just give them to you.
And you in debt before you even realize that. I got how much credit card debt? When did I get here? You don't even know because you weren't aware.
And I'm not familiar with this, but don't if like your credit, like you owe a certain amount, then you got the interest rate. If you don't pay it off by a certain time, that interest rates just keep getting higher and higher. I mean, not interest rate, but the debt in itself accumulates because of the interest rates.
Late fees, interest rates.
Like, say if I owe like $1,000, but I just said I ain't even got the money to pay him. But then 10 months later, that 1,000 turned into 2,000 or 3,000.
Well, if you don't pay anything for those 10 months, then yes. You will be very much so charged off. Actually, they'll sell your debt to somebody else, which is a trick. If you dispute it right then, it's no longer your debt.
Wow.
Technically, it's not your debt anymore because they gave it to somebody else, a third party.
Damn. I ain't even know
Right. So, technically, it's not even your debt anymore, and it's a lot of credit laws that nobody knows about because we weren't taught.
We weren't taught, right.
And then going even to student loan debt. It was pushed so much to go to college. Go to college, your life will be better. Go to college, you make more money. Go to college, go to college. Then we get out of college and we can't even enjoy the few that do get the good jobs that they promise. Mm-hmm. We can't even enjoy that check because we're paying back all this money into these schools.
Exactly. And that's another thing too.
Or Nelnet or Sallie Mae.
Like, why are we taking? Okay, my thing about student loan debts that I'm so passionate about is we got all these classes that we got to take. Okay, so for an example, I'm a business major, but I got to take health classes. What the hell does health got to do with business? I'm not even in the health field. Or I got to take a chemistry class. All that has nothing to do with it, but it's accumulating my debts though. And it's just like, now I do agree with one thing. I do think all colleges should implement a mandatory class to where they do teach us these financial literacy things, because we're going to end up needing it. Because either way it go, no matter if you ain't on a full ride scholarship or if your parents ain't paying your way through college, you're going to owe some kind of debt when you get out of college. I don't care who you are.
Yes, it's all a scam. I always say the first 2 years of college is just high school all over again.
Right.
So I try to tell as many seniors as I come across, I know all your friends are moving to universities. I know all your friends are moving around the country. I know all your friends are traveling here and there. I know all your friends are meeting new people and experiencing life to the fullest. Baby girl, listen, okay? Either you live with your parents for these 2 years or you're going to get out of college and move right back in with your parents. You choose. It's going to be one or the other. Mm-hmm. Very few people our age never move back home, even if it's for a couple months or a year, whatever. Yeah, wow. Sit down for those 2 years because you're still a child. Work when you want to on the weekends. Take all your classes, get your associates. Because even with that associates, you can get a better job. And then when you go into university, you have more work experience doing what you actually want to go to school for.
Now, that's a good idea.
You're in such less debt, so much less debt. It's community college. Yes, I mean, you can get loans. Pell
Grants can pay for that. You don't even got to pay that money back.
And what you working on the weekends can pay for those classes.
Exactly.
You're living at home. You don't have bills.
I recommend that option to a lot of people too. Community college can save so much money. And my thing is with community college, I was never smart enough to get into a university anyway. But looking at it in hindsight, that was probably the smartest decision I probably ever made financially, because I think I only owe, as of right now, probably like $5,000 in debt, like in terms of student loans. Yeah. And I still got another year and a half and some change to go before I graduate. So like you said, that's a real good one right there, because most community colleges you only got to pay $4,000 or $5,000 a semester. And like I was saying, Pell Grant pay for that. You don't got to pay the Pell Grant back.
Yeah.
And that's
what I try to tell kids. But they think it's the extravagant life of being an adult and going to university is what attracts them. So it starts right then with the peer pressure and the social pressure and the instant gratification of I want to be an adult right now.
Right.
And then you learn the hard way in college. That's not what happened. That's not at all what happened. That's not what happened. And then you find yourself stuck because now you done left and you want to save face and not go back to community college. Because now you're realizing it ain't cheap.
Right.
You see how much stress it's causing on your parents. You see you living out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like college, you just be broke for no reason. You're just broke. And then it continues even after college because of all the debt that you have. Like just go to community college. Get those 2 years, because community college, that associate's degree, is those 2 years, the first 2 years at a university. But you get a whole degree.
Exactly.
You can get associates in business management, get a bachelor's in the next step up from business management, and if you so choose, get a master's. You have 3 degrees in the same years that people only maybe get 1 or 2.
Yep. Oh God, I agree with that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Work the system, darling. Work the system. And I heard that they're trying to get community college to be free education.
That would be a big one. A lot of people would take advantage of that, in my opinion.
Yes,
if
they
that
would.
was to be implemented.
But the universities will lose a lot of money, and that's why
Exactly.
they're against it. People are like, why are universities against it? Because how else would they make their money?
We need like one big reset in terms of like economics.
Yeah.
I thought the pandemic was gonna do it, but prices are still the same now than it was before the pandemic.
Ain't nothing changed. And they would keep saying all these people are out of jobs, all these people lost jobs. Accounts are being closed, credit card debt's increasing, this, that, and the third. But they're not doing nothing to help it or change it.
And when you want your money,
It's a pandemic. People losing jobs and all this debt, and everybody's still ordering off Amazon. Amazon, well, thank you.
exactly.
Thank you.
They don't care. They just want their money.
But they're not about to recycle that money back into the economy. They're not making sure that their employees that lost their jobs are still taken care of. Make it make sense.
That's my thing, man. I want to talk about solutions because, like, I feel like we got a lot of problems, basically, like of what we do wrong, what we do good, what they do wrong, what they do good. Like I said, I feel like it's 50-50. Like, I feel like we contribute to our own money mismanagement habits. But like I said, I also feel like cards was dealt against us that we can't obtain. I mean, that we can't maintain,
Maintain, yeah.
And so what do you think is more of like a doable situation? I mean, not situation. What do you think is more doable when it comes to managing your money? Because 50, 30, 20, like I was telling you, like I think that's just BS. I don't think that you can, with the way society is, everybody's finances is different. You can't make that the standard, basically.
Yeah.
So personally, what would you do? Or what would you advise people that can't implement that rule? What standard would you create?
I tell people either to learn how to build credit, how to properly budget and save, how to consolidate or refinance on credit cards, on how to improve your credit score, find ways for you to get things that you do pay on time reported to your credit report. For example, a lot of people don't know that you can get your rent reported. That's one of the services that I offer for up to 2 years prior ongoing.
Okay.
That you can instantly see results. That's the one that you can instantly, because it's a prior thing. So stuff like that. But the main thing that people can see results right now, and the next month, do what I said. Live below your means. Don't see every dollar you receive as spending money. Don't see any credit cards as extra cash. Because that's not what it is. Credit is not equal cash. Stop listening. Prioritize. what is really important. Is going out and showing off to your friends important? Or getting the student loans gone? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's funny.
A lot of people say they want, I want to get a house in a year. So how many times a month you go out? I go out every weekend. Cut it.
Exactly.
Cut it. You can't say you want to buy a house, but you're spending $200 a weekend. It's almost a stack a month for no reason.
Exactly. You said something earlier that made so much sense. Now it came back to me. You said something about happy hour, $5 drinks, right? You thinking in your mind like, okay, this is only $5.
Right. And even, what you said with the when they cross out a price and it's $50, you still spend $50.
Yep. And then you paying. So say if I buy 2 or 3, because I'm thinking that I'm thinking that I'm getting a deal with this 50, so it's gonna prompt me to buy more than one.
Yeah.
Even with the happy hour drinks, I got $50 to spend now, so I'm buying 20 drinks. Like, so it's just like they know what they're doing when setting these prices.
Yeah.
But it's like, we don't see it though.
Right.
We don't see it because we're thinking about the gratification of it. I think I'm saving for real.
Right.
But really you're not. You're really not. Especially if you're buying them in large quantities now, opposed to just buying one for 100. You buying 5 or 6,
Right.
and now all of a sudden you just spent $300.
Understand this, it's all psychology as well. You gotta understand their psychology. The reason why they priced it to make it look good to you, and they know you'd be like, ooh, extra savings, I'm gonna swipe my card a couple times. Know their system so you can work it. How you work it? Coupons. Couponing. They be like, it's a really good trick. You know what I'm saying?
Coupons, I ain't gonna lie.
Layer them coupons up, because not everybody will allow you to like double up on coupons and stuff like that. But find a system where you can save your money there. People are like, oh, that makes me look cheap. Because you're not expensive.
Exactly.
You need to be cheap. That's the whole point.
People would just be so fascinated with what other people think. What people think.
Just because a new shoe came out don't mean you need to have it.
Exactly.
It's shoes.
It's replaceable.
They're shoes. But your debt, that's still accumulating, the late payments, the late balance, the charge-offs you got, the lights going out, your kids not knowing how to manage their money because they're looking at you, living paycheck to paycheck. You looking at them saying, I can't get that because we can't afford it. But they just saw you buy the new tennis shoes for $550.
I think that's a big issue, like in our community specifically, with African Americans specifically, is what you just said right there. The problem is the kids is watching, so now the kids grow up, they have kids, and it's just getting passed down. It just keeps over and over and over again.
That's why I'm like really driven to teach our age group, because a lot of us have had kids, but a lot of us have not. And I want to make sure that when we do have kids, when they do get older, we are teaching them things that we're learning now.
Exactly.
Because going back to me saying that I'm on my parents' cell phone account or whatever, not everybody has a situation like that where they can do that. Another good way that you can build credit, rewind a little bit, is you can hop on as an authorized user from somebody that does have good credit. But not everybody has a family member with good credit that they will allow them to do that. You can do it for a child as young as, I want to say 13, 15, 16 or so, depending on what the credit card is. So when they reach 18, they already have good credit. Now your goal is to teach them how to maintain it.
Exactly.
And nobody was taught how to build it, maintain it, but they know how to get in debt very quickly.
Exactly.
In that ongoing cycle, the credit card people was like, don't mind us. We don't care. We can hand out this money and get more in return because that interest. They're giving free money out to get real money.
And it's a high in that too. Like, it's a high in that where it's like, oh, I got this money. And it's like it's burning your pocket.
Yes.
It's like you gotta spend it now. And that's another thing that I have an issue with other people, is that people spend money just because they have it.
100%.
And it's just like, where's the logic in that?
Everybody has a different idea of money. And that's what it really comes down to. People see money as, you can see it as a resource, you can see it as a tool, or you can just see it as a mechanism to get what you want when you want it, for purposes that it shouldn't be, to show off, for example. Mm-hmm. Like, seeing it as a resource or a tool. I can use this cash to put here or there and multiply. I can use this cash to invest here for it to multiply. I'm using it as a tool for something else versus just spending it on this one thing, and that's where it ends.
Right.
The idea of money for everybody should be, how can I multiply what I have, not just spend it and end that process.
Exactly.
But the process of investing it or putting it somewhere else for it to multiply, it takes time that nobody says they have.
And people, hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. People, and it's hard to not think about the long term, because we was talking off the record about it, you know, society has a good way of manipulating our mindset into thinking that we have to have things now. We was talking about Facebook and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if we just sat down and just plan, I feel like a lot of us will be in a lot more better situations, because, yeah, we're living paycheck to paycheck, but I feel like a person can map out strategically, though, not just off the top of my head, I'm winging it kind of thing. I'm talking about actually sit down and go through my finances, see what I got coming in, see what I got coming out, cut out what I don't have coming in. I mean, cut out what I can't afford.
Right.
Or what's a bad habit, because some people have habits too. That's another thing too. I eat chips a lot. So I'm spending $2, $3 on chips every single day. That money adds up at the end of the month. Or if you like to smoke cigarettes. Last time I seen, back in my home city, cigarettes is like $8. $8 times however many boxes you smoke. Right. That adds up. Right. So you got to look at that too. You got to look at everything. It's all about planning, and it's all about sitting down and actually strategically going about, how am I going to do this? Right.
Discipline. On top of planning, the discipline part. Because you can sit down and plan, say, oh, I make this amount of money, I'm going to plan this for that, this for that, this for that. And when time comes, you're like, I'm going to stretch that a little bit, or I'll wait till next month. Have the discipline to actually follow your own plan. Follow what you wrote down. And like you said, account for it. You smoke cigarettes and you know you're not about to stop cigarettes no time soon. What type do you get? How much is a pack? How often do you go through that pack? So in a month, you buying 10 packs for $8. That's $80. Now, you can just buy a box from a gas station with 10 boxes in it and budget that to use for the month, and that's only $50.
And that's moderation too. Moderation
Go a long way. You don't have, I have a bad habit of ordering lunch every day at work. I can just pack up some leftovers from the house. I don't got to spend this $10 every day for lunch or whatever it is. But it's everybody saying, what you getting for lunch today? Well, what y'all ordering? Let me get a, you know what I'm saying? Like, going right back to that, let me get when you can plan ahead, say, you know what, I got leftovers, let me go ahead and pack my lunch for tomorrow. That little decision to say, let me pack a little to the side so I can grab it and go out to work. You saved yourself $10, $12, $15 tomorrow.
Oh God, you really did.
Easily.
Cut it out,
and that's the thing. People think to get more, to save more, budget more, it's these drastic changes that need to happen. Start small.
Right.
Start small. Just think about, before you swipe your card, do I need this? I have a trick that I do when I go shopping around the store. I'll pick up everything. Oh, this is cute, this cute. Oh, I like this, this cute. Then I'll walk around again and be like, I don't want that. I don't want this either for real. I do not need that. I got a pair of pants look the exact same. You know, you let reality sit in, okay? Let reality sit in for a second. Countless times I've had $600 worth of stuff in my hand, but I cashed out with $100 because I didn't get over half of it because I didn't need it.
Right.
But then, oh, this is cute, I'm going to get it. Let it process for a second. Let it process. Everybody just wants to get everything right now. Okay, but do you really need it, though? People don't want to consider stuff they actually need because it's so minimum so minimal, excuse me, that they're like, oh, no, I need more than that. What about your goals, though?
People don't think about that. Like I said, it's just all about maintaining. It's all about the long term of everything. Because like you said, you start small. And even starting small takes a while. Because you got to constantly, once you start small, you got to
build.
You got to build. You got to build. And even that takes time. So it's like no matter what you do, no matter what approach you take, it's going to take time.
It's going to take time.
No matter what. Moderation goes a real long way. Because like you said, $10 lunches every single day, 5 days a week, you buy $50 worth of lunch, but you cut out 2 days, so now I'm saving $20 a week.
It said that's just $20. That ain't nothing. This is dub. Okay, but accumulated.
That's $80.
A lot of people don't want to consider accumulation is a thing. Whether you're calculating mentally or you're writing down or not, it's accumulating regardless. This money is going out regardless. So, just because you got cash in your pocket, don't mean you need to spend it. If you every time you have cash, you spend it, stop carrying around cash.
Bingo. That's my favorite one.
Just stop. Just stop. Well, but I don't really trust banks. I don't really do that.
People just have excuses.
Then leave it at home. Then leave it at home.
Right.
Like, if you got stacks and stacks of cash at home, when you leave the house, only take $50 and put it in your pocket. You only got $50 to spend that day. Mm-hmm. Since you don't trust banks so much, stop giving yourself access to every dollar you own 24/7. Limit your own access. Mm-hmm. I have a savings account in a whole different bank that I don't touch. Every month I set aside some money I put in there. Forget about it. Put it over there, leave it. When something comes up, I do got that account. I don't have to look at my checking account. I don't look at my credit card. I have a whole account for that, even if it's $5 a week. My dad taught me that. $10 a week, $20 a month, $50 a month. It don't have to be nothing major. It ain't gotta be hundreds of dollars. That's why everybody think, oh, I don't got time to be putting $100, $200, $300 aside. Okay, can you put 50?
Yeah, even 5, like 10, like that money accumulates.
Put it to the side. Just put it over there and let it go. Just for 3 months.
I bet you're gonna be.
You'll be like, dang, I had all that money on the side.
Right.
Yes.
You're gonna be happy.
You're like, that's a full stack. And all I did was do $10 for a week or something. Like, yes, that's what happens. That's what happens.
The results. You're gonna be satisfied with the results once you get there, because people always have a goal for what they're saving for, whether it's like a vacation or something like that.
Yeah,
but
that even helps.
If you just do it just for leisure, if you just do it just because, you're gonna be so satisfied.
I get paid tomorrow. Oh, I get paid next week. It'll be okay.
Right.
I'll get paid again. Yeah. But right now, that money's still being gone. Like, it's still out of your possession. Mm-hmm. Whether you get more money later on, or you do the same thing with that money.
Bingo.
Like, you're not fixing no cycle. You're continuing your cycle, and you're egging your own bad habits on.
That's just you just trying to like finesse it for
Yeah, you're trying to make yourself feel better. Why you make this bad decision? Like, I should not be buying this $200 sunglasses, but I get paid tomorrow. It's all right. That check tomorrow is not going to replace that $200. That money has its own set of obligations. Mm-hmm. And that's where people mess up.
Exactly.
They think the next paycheck is going to fix the previous paycheck. The next paycheck, the previous paycheck. That's how you get behind.
That's where the paycheck come in at.
You started and continue your own cycle. Mm-hmm. Leave that paycheck for its duties. Never should you say, I get paid next week, it'd be okay. If you can't afford it right now, you shouldn't be buying it.
Yeah. My mom got a thing. This is why I don't even have credit, honestly. I don't trust it, honestly. I don't trust myself, to be real with you, which is why I don't have credit in the first place. Right. So you got to know yourself before you can just go out there and just start making these plans. My thing is, if I don't have the cash, and I love cash, like if I don't have the cash, I'm not going to spend it.
Yeah.
And people always try to get me to sign up for credit cards. I know myself well enough to know if I get a credit card with $1,000 limit, I'm definitely about to blow through that shit.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't even learn that they have mismanagement issues until it's too late.
Right.
Until they already in debt, until they already maxed out that credit card line, already until they done missed a bill and there's like it's a late payment. They don't know that they're not good with money until they're grown and have all this money to spend.
Exactly.
That's why it's very, very important to teach the kids.
They're gonna, yup.
Teach them to save. Just that basic. Set aside some money. When I give you allowance, put some money to the side. When you get your first job, put your money to the side. I was in high school making like $500, $600, almost $800 every 2 weeks in high school. What'd I do with it?
You probably spent it.
On what? You're in high school.
Right.
What bills do you have? What are you doing with $1,600, $1,500 a month?
And imagine just letting that stack though. You hear that, kids? Save your money.
Save it. It's okay. I promise.